Hello everyone, I'm RiverFox and welcome to the channel. Now don't forget you can keep up to date on everything relating to RiverFox by checking out the Discord and Twitter accounts. The links for those will be in the description down below, along with the link for my second channel, More Fox. If you do buy anything from the Fortnite store, if you do buy the new Season Battle Pass, then please consider using code RiverFox, as it will help me out a great deal. And if you do go on to enjoy the content, then don't forget to hit that like down below and smash that subscribe before you go for all the information and updates on Fortnite Save the World. But this is the Save the World Homebase Status report for the 20th of February 2020. The hype is over, the new season is here, so let us get rid of this webcam now and let's delve into the Homebase Status report and let's just see what Save the World has got with this brand new season. Okay then, this is take two. I don't know what happened with the first attempt. There was something went wrong with the audio, so I'm having to come on and redo it. But this is the Save the World Homebase Status report for the 12.0. And the first thing that we have is the No Dancing questline. Major Oswald will not allow Homebase to suffer at the hands of the enemy. The dreaded love storm. Operation Broken Hearts begins at 08 right now. Defeat Homebase's most prominent enemy to unlock Stoneheart Farah. And Stoneheart Farah, by the looks of it, is a hero that's going to be in line with the Love Ranger Jonesy set. So, for a standard perk, we have the Cupid's Arrow. On bow hit, arrows splinter, dealing 20% damage to 3 nearby targets. And for the commander perk, Cupid's Arrow Plus will deal 60% damage to 5 nearby targets. So it does look like it is a crossbow hero to go with all of the crossbows that we have had. Next up is War Games. Major Oswald's War Games drills are back and in full effect. Revisit your Storm Shield's bases and test your defenses against some destructive and challenging simulations. Complete both daily and weekly quests to earn your haul of event tickets, gold, banners, evolution materials and perk rewards. So, it would have been nice, I think, if we would have had something different from the War Games, but at least they are spicing it up a little and hopefully giving us some new challenges to do in the War Games. Next up, we have the Dashing Hawk. This is a new hero which will be coming to the item store as of the 21st of February. And the Dashing Hawk, follow your heart to hawk. Standard perk is lefty and righty shots have a 37.5% chance to stun the target for 2 seconds. And the commander perk is lefty and righty shots have a 37.5% to stun the target for 2 seconds. Additionally, lefty and righty damage is increased by 100% against stunned targets. So we have another lefty and righty soldier by the looks of it. Does look a pretty good design to the hero. I just wish it would have been something different than lefty and righty, because we've got so many of those now and they're not really the best sort of heroes in my opinion. But next we have the Love Song Bow. Another crossbow to add to the collection. Make the husks love struck with this new bow. Keeping the bow drawn past max charge will fire an arrow that stuns the enemy for 10 seconds. Weapon damage will break this effect. Does not affect bosses or enemies that have recently been love struck. And that will also be coming to the store as of the 21st of February. So that's another bow yet again. But next up we have the Lunar llama. The might of the dragon weapons and Chinese New Year heroes crammed into one tiny llama. Grab them before this llama blasts out of the store in the V12.10 update. Both Lunar and the new llama will cost 500 Lunar tickets. Use them or save them, the choice is yours. But from this next bit underneath, it doesn't look like any tickets that you have already earned. Well, it looks like they will have been converted now to Lunar llamas. Note, 2 of these were granted for players who were impacted by the early Winter Llama conversion, and any remaining Snowflake tickets have been converted into additional Lunar llamas. So, this bit does annoy me quite a bit, because not only did we get the annoyance in the last update where our Winter Llamas got automatically converted early, so all of the 40 llamas I had been saving for Lunar llamas now have been they have been changed into Winter llamas, and we are getting 2 free Lunar llamas as compensation. But also, I've been grinding now again for the last week or so for another 20 odd llamas, and it looks like they have now been automatically converted into Lunar llamas again. So that bit does annoy me quite a bit, to be honest. They keep on automatically converting these llamas when you're trying to save them up, and it's so annoying. But from this point on, it is a lot better, trust me. We will skip over this part because this was the bad side of it, in my opinion, the first half of this report, but the second half makes up, I think, for the bad first half. So this is the General's boot camp. The storm is starting to throw some mixes of enemy waves at us, commanders. I fully expect each mission you embark on to have varied husk encounters going forward. We're also seeing reports that the nurse husk are making their way into plankton, canny and twine. Stay vigilant. So it has been mentioned a while ago about a new husk. The nurse husk will basically heal any nearby husks, so it will make some definite changes to the way that we play the game, and it's going to, only time will tell as to whether that is a good change or not. Let's hope they haven't put it with too much healing ability to it, but we will definitely check those out, and let's see what the nurse husks are like. Smashers, can't live with them, definitely can live without them. It seems like they aren't charging until they are a little closer to our structures. Best use that to our advantage. So, hopefully we can start dealing with smashers properly again now after they changed it so that you couldn't use wall or floor launchers on them. It made it a lot more difficult for smashers, so hopefully we can now start taking care of the smashers again. Finally, some good news. Field reports show that sploders are running low on propane and their blasts are dealing less damage to our structures. So yes, no more blowing up our trap tunnels. Awesome. Clips Corner. Weapons. Some of our schematics needs some major tune-ups, so time to fire up the forge. We've made some serious enhancements to many ranged weapons, most notably shotguns, snipers, bows, grenade launchers, and some of our older weapons. These weapons should be much more powerful now. So we're definitely going to need to check out some of those older ones and see what buffs we have had, see whether some of those bad weapons could actually be pretty decent now. Speaking of bows, I've tightened their strings so that their projectiles should travel faster than ever. I'm making some further adjustments to the boom bow, vacuum tube bow and Vindertech Seeker as well. The boom bow was recalibrated to have lower base impact, damage and projectile speed, but now deals even higher damage when fully charged. Make them count. The vacuum tube bow now triggers its lightning on hit rather than elimination and has a longer lightning range. Only 2 targets? No problem. The lightning will now bounce between both of them multiple times as long as they're in range. I've improved the Vindertech Seeker's homing arrows with significantly better accuracy and reliability. They can also hit husks at a much larger distance. So, possibly then the bows that we've had recently, which have been broken and terrible, they may well possibly be a bit better now. So we might be able to actually finally get out and test those bows. Additionally, some small impact changes we've made to the following: Retro Sci-Fi Assault, Neon LMG, Neon Assault, Retro Sci-Fi Pistol, Tiny Instrument of Death, and the Zap Zap. Fear not, I've made them eligible for reset in case the slight impact reduction isn't your style. Finally, utility perk slots on weapons, etc., reload speed, magazine size, durability, and stability can now be rolled to damage if you want to go all in on those husks. So that is a good change, because if you didn't like the reload speed or magazine size perk, then you can change it and put in a damage perk now, which will hopefully make those weapons that bit better. So some good changes there. And on to the traps. Let's move on to those underperforming traps. I've enhanced the damage of just about every trap, with the exception of gas and broadside traps. These were already extremely powerful and are seeing a minor reduction. Both are eligible for reset as well. Now, let's just hope that they haven't, when they say minor reduction, that they haven't nerfed it too much, because the gas and broadside traps were two of the best traps in the game. So I hope and pray that they haven't changed them too much, because they were amazing traps. But going by this as well, they have literally changed pretty much all traps. And yeah, hopefully we might actually be able to start using more other traps again now, instead of just the broadside and the gas. So hopefully that is a good change. I've had a pretty big breakthrough on nature traps. Turns out that you can put energy damage on them if you turn the capacitor flux just right. Either way, this is a new standard option for our nature traps. So finally we can actually make the nature only traps into energy damage as well. So that is a much needed change. I've tightened the spring load on ceiling drop trap tires to have a little more bounce off their release. This will let them hit multiple times, take that husks. So we'll have to get and test that out, because I've got to be honest, the ceiling tire traps is one I've never really used. I never really liked it at all. I don't know why, it's just one of those things. But we will have to get out and test that now, and let's see what changes the drop tire traps have got now. My new favourite out of this change is the increased range to ceiling electric field traps. It's quite shocking how much stronger they are with this new range. Stacking multiple in an area will brighten up your day or night. So yeah, okay, we might be able to start using the electric field traps as well, which they were, you know, an okay trap, but they never did anywhere near the damage that the gas traps did. So maybe if they've nerfed the gas traps a little, but increased the ceiling electric fields, then maybe that might start getting used a bit more. So yeah, we'll have to check that out as well. And finally, the anti-air trap was lacking some proper range. I've fixed that with a new range increasing perk. So we will have to check that out as well. Next up is the Director's Update. Well, Commanders, I've had some time to think during the Business Wolf Dungeon Packstravaganza. What if this HUD was in other missions? Time to find out. Make sure you adjust your HUD settings for optimal efficiency. So I don't think we've ever actually had an update on the Save the World HUD layout. So This is going to be a major change. If we have got the same HUD layout that we had in the dungeons for all missions now, then that is going to be absolutely awesome, and I can't wait to check that out. There's also a new way to perform batch recycles in your inventory. The batch recycle interface has a new auto recycle button which lets you pick a rarity and mark all the pesky schematics lingering in your inventory at that rarity or below. Spring cleaning in full effect. So that is another good feature added. It has been well overdue. The batch recycling is not been the most efficient, so can't wait to check that out as well. We've also got some bug fixes. The southeast amplifier in Twine Peaks outpost endurance will never be attacked from the north, eliminating overlapping spawns. Brilliant. The neon sniper no longer has a distorted scope when using aim down sights. Brilliant. Crafting materials are properly returned when recycling defender pads. Doesn't bother me because I don't recycle the defender pads. I've always got a nice big stock of them. Weak spots are now working properly when struck by a pickaxe. Awesome. A button works correctly when using the emoji wheel at the end of a mission on Xbox controllers. Also awesome. And Jilly Teacup can be placed in the collection book without being evolved. Don't mind so much about this one because I do actually quite like Jilly Teacup. She is a pretty decent hero to use, especially with the new Teddy. But that is our Homebase Status report, which is pretty... It is a bit of a mixed bag. We've got some good stuff and some bad stuff, but by the looks of it, the good new additions and changes, I think, are going to outweigh the bad stuff that we got there. So definitely a worthwhile update. We're still waiting on the full locker support. That is supposed to be coming out now in the 12.10 or 12.20 update. So hopefully, fingers crossed, not too much longer to wait for that. But I think we are most definitely finally getting on to the right track. We are getting some updates, we're getting some new additions and changes and some content in there. So it is the best update I think we have had in quite a few weeks, because the last few have been really diabolical to be fair. But this one, I'm quite looking forward to going and checking this out. So I'm going to get in there now and see if I can get Fortnite to load up, and let's see what changes we have got in there. Okay, so this is your new No Dancing mini questline. Another 7 missions which you can complete then to get the new hero. Of course, as always, I will try and get these sorted as quickly as I can. Now, something that wasn't mentioned in the actual Homebase Status report, you can now get the sound wall and also the tar pit from the collection book. It will cost you 100 legendary flux and 1,500 trap designs to get those out, but you can now get both of these out of the collection book, which I do recommend getting them out. The tar pit, way back when it first came out, I did review that. I didn't like it at the time, and I shoved it straight in the collection book and of course couldn't get it back out again, so I was a bit gutted at that. That was one of my errors at the time, but it is a pretty decent trap, so do check that out. I did actually do a review originally on this. It should be in the playlist somewhere, but I will try and redo the review now that everything has changed. And the same with the sound wall. They're both awesome traps, so do get them if you can. And finally, this is your Lunar llamas, which of course all of the current tickets that I did have been converted into Lunar llamas, so won't be able to build them up again unfortunately. But yeah, that is our update for the new season 12.0. But I hope you do find all this information useful. If you do, don't forget to drop a like down below and smash that subscribe before you go. And if you turn on the notification bell, then you will always get updated of all my content when it comes out. But until the next time, I hope you have a lovely day and stay safe, my friends.